The 4th of July may have been a couple days ago, but it's still a holiday weekend, right? Still plenty of things going on out there. Outside this morning on the Jiffy Lube Skyview Network camera, a cloudy start to our day, but we do have the chance for some storms. We have some serious heat mixed in. That means you still need to keep your eye on the weather. We'll have more in your forecast coming up.
Now on Good Morning Augusta, the suspect accused of murdering a 1-year-old boy was granted bond. We have reaction from the boy's father as your only source for local weekend morning news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6. Good Morning Augusta.
And it's 7 o'clock. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock.
And I'm Micah Rumsey. Alex and I are flip-flopped this weekend. You'll see him tonight. But for now, you got me.
All right. Sounds good.
We'll have your forecast coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, and you may have heard that viewers with DirecTV and AT&T U-verse are no longer able to watch WJBF News Channel 6. Our parent company, Nexstar, is in contract negotiations with both providers. We hope to be back on the air to those customers soon. You can ask your friends and family members to contact the 855 number at the bottom of your screen. Meanwhile, you can find all of our newscasts streaming at WJBF.com and inside the WJBF app. Communities in the Mojave Desert are reeling from a major earthquake, the second major tremor to rock the area in days. Authorities say that Friday's night shaker was centered near the town of Ridgecrest. It's the same area where a 6.4 magnitude earthquake hit on Independence Day. Officials said that there are significant reports of structure fires, mostly as a result of gas leaks and gas line breaks throughout the city. We'll have more on this earthquake coming up in our next half hour. We're working to learn more details this morning surrounding an incident involving fireworks in Appling last night. Officials said that a fireworks display exploded on Sankin Road. EMS and deputies were on the scene for a short time. Several people were injured. Count on News Channel 6 to keep you updated on this developing story. Richmond County Police need your help finding a wanted suspect. 23-year-old Haley Briggs is wanted for aggravated assault that happened on Thursday. Few details have been released. If you know where she is, contact 911 immediately. Bond was granted for a Columbia County man accused of murdering a 1-year-old boy. Charles Skyers was granted bond late Friday. He's accused of killing Lincoln Devitt, who was found unconscious on the patio of his mother's home May 1st. Our Jenna Kelly was in the courtroom Friday and has the child's father's reaction to the decision.
Many questions unanswered as Tyler DeVitt sat in the courtroom facing the man accused of murdering his 1-year-old son, Lincoln.
Everybody thinks you got all the time in the world until something like this just happens, blunt force.
The bond is a surprising outcome for DeVitt. Michael Sconyers, who was Lincoln's mother's boyfriend, is someone DeVitt says he thought he could trust.
I don't know him personally, but you would think that, especially for being a first responder, somebody that's supposed to protect and, serve us.
On the day Lincoln died, investigators say surveillance video shows Michael Sconyers picking him up from daycare.
10 or 15, 20 minutes later, instantly he's got head injuries to make it seem like he'd fell, is from what I gathered or what I've been kind of told.
He was told Lincoln fell off a ledge about 3 inches high. Injuries, Tyler says, professionals told him just don't add up to a fall.
They all concurred on saying that there was no way that could happen.
Tyler DeVitt had been in a custody battle with Lincoln's mother. He says it had been months since he had seen his son, and he wasn't told of Lincoln's death until days after he died.
He'd already passed away on a Saturday, and we didn't find out until Monday morning.
Now he's telling News Channel 6 the words he wishes he could say to his son.
I love him, and I'm just sorry that I wasn't there to protect him that day.
Protect him from someone he thought would take care of his son, but who is now charged with the boy's murder.
Do you think that he did this to your son?
I do believe so, but it's also, I know that the courts have to handle it.
And District Attorney Natalie Payne says the Division of Family Children Services had to intervene under Skyers' care before. She says it was reported that Lincoln had 2 black eyes. Taylor is grateful for the help he's gotten, but feels justice wasn't served. Authorities working to determine what led to a murder in Edgefield County. Michael Means is charged with the death of Umonica Means. She was found shot along Highway 191 near Airport Road in Edgefield County early Wednesday morning. Michael Means turned himself in Friday morning. Investigators have not released a motive for that crime.
Back to the Jiffy Lube Skyview Network camera from Television Park. A lot of clouds out there this morning, and as we head our way through the morning, we'll obviously warm up into the afternoon. 74 degrees right now. You notice humid. Our dew points in the low 70s, so anything above 65 is humid, 70 is muggy, so clearly not going to be the most comfortable morning outside. As far as rain goes, no rain right now, just cloud cover, but eventually scattered showers and even storms going to move back into the picture for this afternoon and evening hours. We'll have more on that coming up in your full forecast, along with what temperatures will look like through the rest of this holiday weekend. Sean?
And several people are recovering this morning after they received injuries from thrown firecrackers at Evans Town Center Park. Many families thought they heard gunshots during the annual 4th of July celebration, but those gunshots turned out to be firecrackers that investigators say someone threw into a crowd of people. Many people panicked and ran out of fear that there was a shooter. The sheriff's office later posted a message on Facebook saying there was no shooting.
Once we were able to speak to some of the witnesses and find out that, there were just fireworks thrown in, and we found no evidence of gunshots, no shell casings or anything like that. And after speaking to the witnesses, we were able to determine that it was just the fireworks that had gone off.
And no arrests have been made. Those injuries we told you about were treated by EMS on site. To Denmark, South Carolina now, where if you ever cast a line in the Little Salkehatchie River, you may want to listen to this report. A broken sewer line has been discovered, but we're told the sewage has been leaking for years. I got the exclusive story.
This will probably be the best way to go through, and then come over here on that side.
A little past the wood line off of Voorhees Road in Denmark, South Carolina. Somewhat of a secret.
So this is the pipe.
A pipe exposing locals to what scientists say is years of toxic mess.
Oh my gosh, it had very high levels of E. coli, which is an indicator for sewage. So the residents felt that that water was contaminated with sewage at that point. We proved that they were correct.
Dr. Mark Edwards is an expert on water treatment and corrosion. He helped uncover problems involving Flint, Michigan's water. He says that after this discovery, he was told not to come back to town.
They actually called my boss at the university and said, get that professor under control, and tried many things to keep us away.
We've learned the source of that pipe is coming from a local sewage treatment plant.
Oh my gosh, it's potentially very serious because bad bacteria in water can cause deaths. It's not treated properly. The fact that the town won't let us sample, it really raises suspicion. There's just no legitimate reason for not letting the residents get samples of their water.
The stream of water runs across the street and down into the Little Salkehatchie River.
So there's a huge possibility that the fish they're catching are contaminated.
Deanna Miller-Berry with Denmark Citizens for Safe Water says that there are too many secrets and unanswered questions surrounding the water situation in the city.
And the only thing that we want the mayor to do is work with us. Okay, we're not trying to work against the mayor. The mayor has put us in a position to have to do what we have to do to get the answers that we need.
I made a trip to City Hall to speak with Mayor Wright about the issue. While he didn't want to speak on camera when asked about the busted pipe, he said, quote, "I'm not aware of that. If there is and it's been reported, we'll have someone on it right away, but I'm not aware of that," unquote. Dr. Edwards says there is one thing that could be done to turn the water situation in the opposite direction, and it starts with bringing him and his team back to the city.
It comes down to being transparent and honest with people. What do you got to hide? You got nothing to hide. Let people go and sample the water. And obviously they were covering up the hallucination before. Are they covering something up now? Are they just being stubborn? If so, the stubbornness is really causing all kinds of problems with residents.
And officials say that buildup around the pipe is more than 15 years old. McCormick County will celebrate kids with a community kids festival today. The event will kick off from 10 until 2 at the McCormick County Baseball Complex on Bradley Street. We're told there will be free games, free food, a bounce house, water slides, and much more. The event is sponsored by a number of agencies, including the McCormick County Sheriff's Office, the McCormick Recreation Department, and the McCormick Police Department. Dollar General in Harlem will hold the store's grand opening today. The event starts at 8 at 863 Louisville Road. The store will offer area residents a convenient place to shop for everyday essentials. The first 50 adult shoppers at the store will receive a $10 gift card, and the first 200 shoppers will receive a tote bag with complimentary products. Coming up, one woman is bringing Louisiana flavor to the river region. Hear all about Chef Didi and her family-oriented catering service when Good Morning Augusta returns.
And a whole lot of moisture pumping into the area, not only going to make it feel hotter this afternoon, but also potential fuel for afternoon showers and storms. We'll see more of that in your forecast coming up. Your forecast for today going to be a warm, humid one like we've talked about, scattered showers and storms on tap for this afternoon. So whatever your holiday plans are, if they're outdoors, you got to be careful if you're outside, not only from the heat, but also from those showers and storms. We'll have more on what the rest of your weekend looks like and into the just normal non-holiday work week. All that in your forecast in just a bit. Sean?
All right, thank you, Micah. And Augusta Chef is bringing some Louisiana flavor to the CSRA. Joining me this morning is Chef Didi and Chef Alicia. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about how you got started in this catering business.
Well, basically, I just love to cook. I actually used to be a caterer for Stevie Wonder, and also a lot of other people in the California area. So when I moved here, I said, well, you know, I want to bring some Cajun love. It's not just cooking, it's love to the food as well. Soul food, Cajun food, Creole food. And so I'm actually introducing the spices today.
Oh, okay. Tell me a little bit about the spices.
All right. Well, Tony Chachere's and Slap Your Mama, I had them out one day, and I said I want to bring something that's actually a little different, not as salty, but actually have flavor. And also, it is friendly for diabetes or anything else that you might have, you know. So anyone can use them at any time, and
Yeah.
together it's great.
All right, any advice for those looking to start their own business?
Always be passion driven. Don't let like money drive you success, but what you love, let it be passionate, and then people will actually draw to you.
I like it. What do you have under here? Because
Well,
hopefully it's a food.
Actually, I have shrimp and grits.
Ah,
And also barbecue ribs, because I actually just started a barbecue rub.
yeah.
And egg cupcakes with bacon and sausage.
Yeah, well, tell me a little bit about each of the plates.
They were all made with Chef Dee Dee's hot and mild spices. And I promise you, once you take a taste, you're actually transformed. You'll actually be a chef.
Oh, I like that. Are you making me a plate over there? Because I see you got the plate.
Yes.
And what are some other services that you offer?
Actually, meal preparation. Also, I talk to people about their, let's say they're transitioning from their weight and their diet, as far as I also cook vegan food as well. So I try to promote a healthy agenda. So if you want some soul food, if you want some vegan food, salads, meal prep, I do it all. Just call me for any event and I'll be there.
Sounds good. Chef Alicia, which one is your favorite dish out of what you got here?
Well, here right now.
Ah,
Shrimp and grits. Everyone in the family has really enjoyed this, and it's even been popular with my family and Athens. Here's a big spoon, and it is kind of hot. Let's do this.
Yes.
We're gonna double
okay. And I'm gonna go ahead
this
and
napkin.
take a taste.
And while you do that, we're gonna pull you one of these egg yolks.
Ah.
Yes.
And while you're doing that, we do have your contact information online if anyone wants to get in contact with you guys. And are you on Facebook as well?
I sure am. Chef Dee Dee, Creole Chef, Cajun Chef Dee Dee.
All right.
Yes.
Well, sounds good. Ladies, thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate
Thank you. I
it.
appreciate it.
All right. Your Live Viper 6 forecast is up next. I'm Eden.
Yo. Yep.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6 in partnership with AECom. Imagine it delivered.
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Micah Rumsey here in for Alex, and we're taking a look at the Jiffy Lube Skyview Network camera from the News Talk WGAC studios. A mix of some blue sky and clouds out there, a bit of a hazy morning with all the moisture in the air, and temperatures outside are currently sitting in the 70s. It is a warm morning. 74 degrees right now in Augusta, 72 in Aiken, 71 in Bamberg, 73 in Millen, 71 in McCormick. So we have the warm conditions out there. We also have the humid conditions out there. Our dew point's also in the low 70s. You're going to feel the mugginess when you walk outside, whether you're in Bamberg, Augusta, Saluda, Millen, or Crawfordville, all corners of the CSRA feeling that humidity. Now winds coming out of the south right now around 0 to 5 miles per hour, so not a whole lot of a breeze to help cool you off. As far as rain goes right now, it looks like we might have one little isolated shower here just in the midst of the CSRA, but we'll just have some on and off little isolated showers here potentially this morning, but the better chances for showers and storms going to be popping up here later on this afternoon. Now our forecast model going to show us that this morning clouds, and then along this boundary all the moisture is going to hit, and we're going to see some scattered showers and storms here during the afternoon and early evening hours. Those clear out through the overnight. We head into tomorrow and have another little chance of some rain. We'll have quite a bit of sunshine tomorrow mixed in though, so we could see those temperatures jump back up into the mid-90s, another hot and humid day. And then as we go back into the overnight, clear out once again, and we lock into that summer pattern going throughout the rest of the week with afternoon showers and storms, along with some warm, humid conditions. So expect that really all week long. Today we'll see a high around 90 degrees, partly sunny skies, some scattered afternoon showers and storms. Those will last into the evening hours, and then we'll see temperatures drop back down into the 70s. We'll try to get a little of a breeze to help you out, but probably not a whole lot. Those evening storms will clear out probably going into the overnight. Tomorrow we'll see temperatures back into the mid-90s, mostly sunny skies for really the first half of the day or so. By the afternoon, maybe a few clouds, a few isolated storms mixed in as well. Just a whole lot of heat out there, so stay cool the best you can. Now, as far as the rest of the week goes, like I said, we lock into that classic summer pattern for the southeast where you see temperatures in the low 90s for highs, lows in the low 70s. The temperature's barely going to change this week, but we'll have those afternoon scattered showers and storms. Now, the thing to remember, too, is you're going to probably have relatively clear conditions for a lot of the first half of these days. It's not until the afternoon you see the storms start to fire up. You know the drill. So just keep that in mind. Keep the umbrella close by throughout the week.
So make your plans early in the day and be in the house at nighttime.
That's a perfect plan there, Sean.
Sounds good. You may have seen the Bluebell ice cream prank going viral on social media.
Yeah, this is a crime against humanity. Now the person behind the prank facing criminal charges. Rightly so. Well, the details after the break. The rest of your day shows warm conditions out there with better chances of showers and even storms as we move towards the afternoon hours. So keep an umbrella close by and have a plan B to bring those holiday weekend plans indoors.
Time to take a look at Caught on Camera. The notorious Bluebell ice cream liquor finally has a name, but we won't find out what it is anytime soon because police say that suspect is a juvenile.
But after seeing that, so many folks wondering what kind of changes is Bluebell going to make to prevent this from happening to that oh so delicious ice cream. Here's the story.
Seeing this image of a teen licking a tub of Bluebell ice cream and putting it back in the freezer isn't sitting well with consumers we spoke to.
At first I thought it's got to be a joke.
I think it's just someone either not in their right state of mind or someone with very evil thoughts.
Bluebell says it located the contaminated carton at this Walmart in Lufkin today. Police told us they found the suspect. They say she's a teen who no longer faces adult charges. Juvenile prosecutors will now decide if she faces charges, no matter the outcome. Some consumers hope this incident will spark Bluebell to make changes.
They need to have like one of those generic plastic seals that are around everything.
I have no problem with the way it is now, but if it's going to be an issue with people tampering with the seal and breaking it and licking it, then yeah, absolutely, I think they should look into it.
Bluebell says it freezes the lid of the tub, creating a natural seal. If it's broken, the company says people should be able to tell. Eyewitness News asked Bluebell today if it's considering adding a plastic seal. In a statement, the company told us, "We are always looking for ways to improve, including looking at methods within our manufacturing process to add additional protection to the carton."
There's a lot of Me Too's and looky-loos, and so I will still eat ice cream, but it does make you have a second thought when you open the carton and there is not a protective barrier.
An added safeguard some feel should be added in case more people copy what this teen is accused of doing.
And coming up on Good Morning Augusta, residents in Southern California still cleaning up damages from one of the strongest earthquakes to hit the state in 2 decades. More on that aftermath when we return. But first, let's send to New York, where Dan Harris is standing by with a look at what's coming up next on Good Morning America. Good morning, Dan.
Hey, good morning. Coming up on GMA, the breaking news overnight, Southern California rattled by a second earthquake in just 2 days. This one the largest in 20 years. This morning, the damage and the question, are there more quakes coming here? Plus a string of explosions at the University of Nevada, Reno, ripping through 2 dormitories. What investigators are saying about the cause of these blasts. And finally, on a much lighter note, the drama at Wimbledon. 15-year-old tennis star Coco Gauff's comeback, fighting for an amazing victory. What her coach is telling us this morning about an incredible winning streak. It's all coming up on GMA. We'll see you very soon.
Okay.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6. Good morning, Augusta.
Hey y'all, it's 7:30. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock.
And I'm Michael Rumsey in for Alex Moore this morning. Yesterday was really nice during the afternoon, so we had a lot of rain throughout the day. But by the evening, I went to the Green Jackets game last night, and the weather was surprisingly nice because it was kind of cooler. There wasn't the heat, there wasn't the storms anymore. Today, though, we're back to chances for storms. We'll take a look as we go throughout the day. Our temperature's going to rise into the mid-80s with a little light south breeze, and then the chances for rain start to build their way in for the afternoon. And we see them increase even more going to the late afternoon with scattered showers and storms going to be possible. Your high temperatures going to get into the low 90s, so it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Heat index values could touch triple digits with all the humidity mixed in with those temps. So not exactly the most pleasant day potentially for a holiday weekend. So make sure you drink plenty of water, take some breaks in the shade, or just stay inside. As far as more storms go for the rest of the weekend into the coming week, we'll take a look at that and let you know what the temps are doing as well. All that over the next half hour.
All right, thank you so much, Micah. Coverage you can count on continues with today's headlines. Let's get right to it. Richmond County Police need your help finding a wanted person. 23-year-old Haley Briggs is wanted for aggravated assault that happened Thursday. Few details have been released. If you know where she is, you're asked to call 911. The man who authorities say is responsible for a murder in Edgefield County is in jail this morning. Michael Means is charged in the death of Umonica Means. She was found shot in Edgefield County early Wednesday morning. Means turned himself in Friday. Charles Skyers was granted bond late Friday in a Columbia County courtroom. He's accused of killing Lincoln Devitt, who was found unconscious on the patio of his mother's home back on May 1st. In news across America, a state of emergency declared in Kern County, California, after Thursday's powerful earthquake in the southern part of the state. It was the largest quake to hit the region in 20 years. Residents are now bracing for the unknown.
What we're starting to see now is geologists coming to this high desert valley to look at the fault lines. There's a lot they can learn by simply tracing or chasing the fissures in the ground. Rural Highway 178 east of Ridgecrest repair work. The road cracked and shifted. The tremor broke open a water main. Geologists are measuring, reading the fault lines, calculating how to keep people out of harm's way.
There's a program within the state of California and actually a law that says you cannot build structures for human occupancy on top of faults because of this reason, on top of surface breaks, because you don't want one half of your house to be moved the one way and one half of your house moved the other way.
Our inventory got absolutely destroyed by it. It was a freight train hitting our office.
Residents in Southern California facing the daunting task of cleaning up while dealing with dozens of new tremors.
Tremors were nonstop. We actually got in the car and were thinking about leaving.
Thursday's earthquake, a magnitude 6.4, was centered near Ridgecrest. That's about 150 miles northeast of Los Angeles.
I've been in a lot of earthquakes here in Southern Cal, the big ones in LA, and this was like the worst.
Surveillance videos from shops and restaurants all show similar scenes. Frightening moments as light swings, items fall from shelves, and employees run to safety. The quake downed power lines, cracked roads, and some residents weren't able to get back to their homes Friday. And certainly some of the residents here at this mobile home park will not return. You can see a red tagged house behind me. That means it is uninhabitable. Reporting from Ridgecrest, I'm Paul Verkaman. Back to you.
7 victims were brought to the Bahamas following a deadly helicopter crash on Thursday. Officials say 4 women and 3 men were killed after their plane crashed off of Grand Cay. Victims included billionaire businessman Chris Klein and his daughter. The executive was known for his philanthropy and working his way up from a coal miner to owning his own company. Happening today, a big day for the royal family. Baby Archie, son of Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan of Sussex, will be christened in a private ceremony at Windsor Castle. Buckingham Palace announced Harry's father, Prince Charles, will attend with his wife Camilla. Prince William and Kate Middleton will also be there. Official photographs will be released after the service. President Trump is continuing his search for illegal immigrants in the U.S. His latest project is costing more than $15 billion. We'll have more when GMA returns.
A high in the low 90s today, feeling warmer with dew points causing those heat index values to jump up. There's going to be scattered showers and storms this afternoon, especially the afternoon hours, less so maybe this morning. But we're going to continue watching those skies as we move through the rest of the holiday weekend into the upcoming work week. And we're going to let you know more about that forecast in your 7-day coming up. Sean.
President Trump is still cracking down on illegal immigrants. His newest tactic involves adding more questions to the 2020 U.S. Census.
We're spending $15 to $20 billion on a census. We're doing everything. We're finding out everything about everybody.
Attorneys for the Justice Department making it clear that the president wants to fight for adding questioning on someone's citizenship on the 2020 U.S. Census. The Department of Justice saying they're going to reevaluate all available options, despite a Supreme Court ruling blocking for now the census from adding the question.
$15 to $20 billion. And you're not allowed to ask them, are you a citizen?
President Trump says he's weighing a few different avenues to make it happen.
We can also add an addition on, so we can start the printing now and maybe do an addendum after we get a positive decision. So we're working on a lot of things, including an executive order.
Democrats expressed concern it could lead to an undercount. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo called the use of an executive order, quote, a gross misuse of executive power. And California Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted, quote, now he's trying to circumvent the court and the Constitution to get his way. The census should count every person, period. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
We're back in less than 3 minutes. You're watching Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6 in partnership with AECom. Imagine it delivered.
Good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Rumsey here in for Alex, and we're taking a look at the Jiffy Lube Skyview Network camera from Augusta Regional Airport. Clouds still out there, but the sun picking its way through. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. Your temperature right now in Augusta, 74 degrees, 73 in Barnwell, 72 in Aiken, 72 Saluda, 72 McCormick. So we have the 70s out there. It's where we normally start our days during the summer, and we also have dew points just about the same. So it's humid out there. You have muggy conditions here across the entire region as dew points sit in the low to mid 70s. Sorry about that. Breeze isn't helping you out either, as we see a southerly wind coming in, but only from about calm up to about 5 miles per hour. So not a big cool breeze to help maybe cool you off out there in the heat and humidity, just a little breeze. As far as rain goes, we saw one little shower pop up near Evans a minute ago, but for the most part, we are staying clear on the radar, and we'll do so here throughout most of the morning. It's not until later on this afternoon we'll start to see some showers and storms pop their way up across the region, and that's exactly what our model is going to show. As we see clouds here to start our day, we head into the afternoon. A lot of this moisture runs into this frontal boundary here, weak frontal boundary, and we'll see some scattered showers and storms pop up across the southeast. So we head into the evening hours, that'll start to clear its way out in the overnight, and then as we head back into tomorrow once again, maybe a little chance of an isolated shower or storm, but mostly sunny skies tomorrow, allow our temperatures to bump up a little bit warmer than most of the week. But as we head into next week as well, we'll still just see the stationary front kind of sitting over the top of us, allowing scattered showers, storms to pop up in the heat of the afternoon, and that's what we'll see today as we continue through this holiday weekend. Our temperatures in the low 90s, partly sunny skies. Some scattered showers and storms are going to be out there. So if you have plans for today, it's still a holiday weekend. Some of you still taking advantage of that. You got to have a plan B to either bring things inside because it's too hot and humid, or to bring things inside because of scattered showers and storms. You don't want to be stuck outside, especially maybe out on the water of the lake, or if you head over to the coast, please don't be outside when storms do threaten. Tonight we'll have those evening storms, mostly cloudy skies, and we'll see our temperatures drop back into the low 70s. Tomorrow we're at mostly sunny skies, high temperatures getting back to the mid 90s with a few isolated showers and storms during the afternoon hours. Throughout the rest of the week, we really settle into that pattern, that classic pattern that you see during the summer, with highs there in the low 90s. Lows sitting in the 70s, so clearly it's going to be just not much of a temperature change. It's going to be mainly just the temperature staying consistent throughout the week. It's going to be afternoon showers and storms that we're going to be looking for, and those could have an impact here as we look at your plans throughout the rest of the week. So, Sean, it's not just the holiday weekend, right? You still got to go. Everyone's still got to go back to work during the work week. We're always working during the weekend, but
Absolutely.
During the work week for everybody else, that's also an important forecast to look at. So, don't forget your umbrella on the way to the office.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Sports is up next.
Now, sports coverage you can count on.
The Braves getting fishy before the All-Star break. It really just means they get the Marlins at home in their final series before the Midsummer Classic. Braves honoring longtime usher Walter Banks with that bobblehead last night. Got to throw out the first pitch. They had a museum set up for fans to go check out some of the memorabilia. Long time employee of the Atlanta Braves back to the Hank Aaron days. This was a straight pitcher's duel. Best chance for the Braves. No score in the sixth, 2-on, nobody out, and Ozzie Albies hits into the double play. Braves wouldn't get anything out of the inning there, and then the rains would come. Force this game into a delay in the middle of the seventh inning. Elsewhere, the Green Jackets falling 5-0 at home to Kannapolis. It has been one of the biggest stories of the summer. 15-year-old Coco Gauff, the American tennis phenom at Wimbledon, who upset Venus Williams in her first one, taking on Polona Herzog, trying to get to the round of 16, and this one was dramatic. You see, Gauff faced 2 different match points for Sog and was able to get out and pull off a dramatic 3-set comeback here at break point. Slams home the winner, and she's pumped. The parents are pumped, and the fans at Wimbledon, you can tell who they were pulling for. They were pumped as well. What a comeback by Gauff. And then she would get down to her match point, a nice rally. She would put it away. Becomes the youngest player to reach the 4th round since Jennifer Capriati in 1991. She'll play world number 7 Simona Halep in the round of 16 on Monday. Another big story this summer for the ladies, the United States women's national team. Playing in the Women's World Cup, the USA will take on the Netherlands in Sunday's final, going for their 2nd straight World Cup title. 4th overall, the U.S. got by England in that dramatic semifinal matchup. Some of the critics say the U.S. might be a little overconfident heading into the final, but forward Alex Morgan says the team just knows what it takes to win big games.
We understand that the eyes are kind of on us, and it's kind of in a magnified situation. So in that case, we've had a lot of team conversations about just keeping that bubble tight and making sure that everything outside is just noise, and at the end of the day, we're here to do a job, and a job that we've dreamt of and worked our entire lives for.
And Sunday's final between the U.S. and Holland will take place at 11 a.m. PGA Tour 3M in the Twin Cities, TPC Twin Cities, and Scott Brown, the USC-Aiken alum, had a heck of a day on the 6th. Makes the eagle putt, gets him to 5 under. He would finish 6 under on the day, 9 under overall, but everyone chasing Bryson DeChambeau, who was 9 under in yesterday's 2nd round. He's 14 under, a 2-shot lead heading into Saturday's moving day. That does it for Morning Sports.
Maybe a summertime fan favorite, but this weekend you will need to prepare that bird with a little more grease. That's because today is National Fried Chicken Day. It's observed every year on July 6th. According to the nationaldaycalendar.com, the practice of deep frying chicken in fat was imported to the U.S. by Scottish immigrants. So whether you're at home or at a restaurant, take a moment to enjoy National Fried Chicken Day with a few pieces of golden deep fried goodness.
I never would have guessed that fried chicken came from Scotland. That's something new. Yeah. As far as your 7-day forecast goes, here is the temperatures for the upcoming week in the 90s. So it's going to be a warm one out there, and we're going to have scattered showers and storms throughout a lot of the week. So tomorrow may be our least chance of rain. There'll still be some isolated showers and storms out there, but mostly sunny skies. It's going to be hot and humid. Of course it is. It's the South during the summer, so of course it's going to be hot and humid. So just keep that in mind throughout the rest of this holiday weekend, the rest of the week. It's going to be hot, it's going to be humid, drink plenty of water, and also don't forget your umbrella and take things inside if storms do threaten.
And a New York City woman is celebrating a very special birthday this year, and she may be the oldest living person in the United States. Take a look.
Happy birthday to you. This is Harlem's history. This is family history. We are standing here with a Harlem landmark, a Harlem icon, Miss Alelia Murphy.
Harlem's favorite supercentenarian, Mrs. Murphy, turning 114 years young on July 6, becoming the oldest living person in the entire country. Loved ones and members of the Harlem community saluting her.
Happy birthday!
Applause fit for a queen as she gives a wave with her lace-gloved hands, tiara, and even a sash over her finest dress. Mrs. Murphy arrives at her big birthday bash.
She's the glue that holds this family together.
Mrs. Murphy was born into a family of 12 children in North Carolina. She moved to Harlem because she wanted to be a part of the Harlem Renaissance in the 20s. She lost her husband early, a widow since 1953. She raised her 2 kids on her own and became a respected member of the community.
We said, Grandma, you know, you've been here a really long time. She says, I'm here because y'all don't know how to live. I'm here to teach y'all how to live and things to do.
Relatives tell me, remarkably, she has no ailments. She is aware of the honor of being the oldest American. And on the menu tonight, gold cupcakes and a meal of Southern comfort food, her favorite.
And happy birthday to Miss Murphy.
Yeah, very happy. I mean, congratulations on making it that long. I mean, I think that's something that's difficult for anyone to get to, obviously.
Would you want to live that long?
If I can still like move around and still have a conversation and kind of thing, I've always said I'd want to live to be at least 100 to see what a century of progress looks like in our world. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Now, one thing that we didn't get to in morning sports, but just to point out, if you're NBA fans out there, Kawhi Leonard announcing finally signing with the Los Angeles Clippers, and not only that, the Clippers trading for Paul George. They gave up like a mountain of picks and players to get Paul George. So now you have a team in LA with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George with the Clippers, and then LA has LeBron and Anthony Davis, big times in Southern California.
Wow, yes it is.
Yep.
That's all the time we have for you today. We'll see you tomorrow morning here on Good Morning Augusta. See you later.